Welcome officially to this reading. This is our staff celebration reading for Whale Road Review. We had a really wonderful 10-year anniversary reading in December, and I think of this reading as a continuation of our anniversary festivities. For this event, we have a lucky lineup of 13 readers who are all currently on our staff. It's a special gift to see your faces in real time, since most of our staff interactions happen by email. And I can't say enough how grateful I am to each staff member for spending time reading submissions and proofreading and promoting issues and just helping to shape the journal. You're all amazing, so thank you. To keep things moving today, I'm going to post the reader list in the chat. We'll have a group one and a little tiny intermission and then a group two. And each of us will unmute and say our name and then share one piece when it's our turn. So feel free to use the chat to send some love to the readers, shout out lines you like. And readers, please do drop links to your books or websites in the chat after you read to us. So without further ado, our first up is Debbie Bacharach.
Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy to be part of Whale Road Review and this reading. At one point in my life, I taught at the University of Notre Dame, and I moved there. I didn't know anybody. And as you might be aware, Notre Dame is a Catholic university, and I am Jewish. So it was a very new environment for me. University of Notre Dame. Jesus is everywhere here, usually dying or dead. When he was still a Jew like me, Jesus would go where women go, to the well, do the forbidden, talk to women, even Samaritans. He would know women's secrets before they spoke them. He would not judge. That is the Jesus I finally find. Outdoors, cast in bronze, one hip balanced on the lip of the well, a living hand lifted. What would they do, the Christians, if I sat next to Jesus? What would they do if I put my arms around the warm, rusted metal of his back? Oh, I am so lonely here. Jesus, Rabbi, before you become a martyr, comfort me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joe Barca, and the poem I'm about to read was in Whale Road Review in spring of 2024, issue number 34. It's called 100,000 Dead. Heavy rain consumes New England. Earthworms surface on my driveway. No oxygen in their tunnels. It's 1908 in Sicily. Tectonic plates shift. The earth quakes. Grandma Gracia is stranded in her second-floor apartment. As a boy, I hated rain because it pushed the worms out of their homes and into traffic's path. She held her two young children in a Jenga tower, opened the window, and tossed a mattress out. My mother and I would find sticks and lift the worms and place them on the lawn. Gracia grabbed the infants, her rosary beads, and jumped into shouts of rubble. We named the dead worms, one after my cousin, who drowned in a river accident. The Red Cross shepherded them to steerage in a ship bound for America. The rain recedes. Survivors burrow back into the soil in my front yard. The earth throbs, pulses.
Hi everyone, I'm Kavar. I'm going to drop the link to pre-order my poetry collection in the chat. This poem is from that collection and it comes out on March 16th. So this is called Diagnostician's Note. Some are learned in the ways of panting. Some leather gestures wail. You are a student of your own body. Pleasure the selected photograph. Derive the side table. She can't stand in her obstinacy. Blank is bleeding from the bedroom, asks me what constitutes a victimless crime. Nothing is benign when laced within your spinal warfare. You are not immune to conceptual frameworks, not even the ones that bring out your eyes. And I chose this one because just before coming on here, I got the news that ICE murdered another person in Minneapolis. And I just want to say, fuck ICE. We all need to be resisting this. Yeah, that's it.
Here. Hi everyone. I'm Elle. My poem was published in Honey Literary, I think back in 2020. So this was shortly after lockdown or during lockdown. I actually can't quite remember which month it came out, but all right. This is titled, There is a termite man at our house, and I am still sick and eating ice cream. There is a termite man at our house, and I'm still sick and eating ice cream, my student tells me, the first thing as the Zoom classroom opens, exclaiming with animated eyes and mouth full of frozen sugary spoonful, dessert treated as medicine. One would hardly believe she were sick, her eyes still saucers, glowing wide moons bouncing back light. There is a termite man, and the house has funny rules for now, and the air conditioning roars like a mechanical beast stuck to the wall. So you're going to have to be louder, she insists. The air conditioning monster won't let us hear. The creepy termite man is stomping around upstairs, and I can't go to another room. I am in this room. Tell me a story. There is still plague outside, a VBS that left her the only child wearing a mask. The cough's her burden to carry, despite doing everything right. There are still gremlins, and their little monstrous pet bugs glitching the web between us at any time. She types makeshift runes with emoticons into the chat. No gremlins allowed, in all caps. Every time we get stuck. Swiper no swiping, glitches no glitching. There are still pests of the universe. Chaos on a multicellular level versus microscopic work to make life win. The house is being taken care of while we are sick and straining. And for now, we are here. And the story I read to her of the princess turned frog must survive. What happens next? Does the snake mean to eat them? Does the witch ever find them? Do they go to the castle or stay frogs? Is the prince who he says he is? As a little frog, it takes so long to hop into the castle. Her side of the world is rumbling, and her excited eyes are waiting. You're going to have to be louder. Thank you. Mute's up here.
Hello, I'm Mila. I haven't been part of Railroad Review for very long, but a couple years ago, I took a graduate level poetry workshop with Katie as an undergrad, which was intimidating. And since then, I've been trying to write a joy poem, and I don't think I'm quite there yet, but this is my best attempt. Come the dawn, the evidence of life will roar louder than that handcrafted quiet. And the leaf rustling, ocean crashing joy will stick in my throat like honey, like water. I'll pray and mean it. But for now, the dust will cry out. While the stars are high, I'll gouge crescent holes in my skin until something pushes back. Push me, shove, and I'll listen. This time with my whole eye open. Come the dawn, my shredded shoulders will taste the nectar sunlight, feel the needle burning close what was flayed open. Come the dawn, I'll swirl the flavor around, and the orange, yellow, red will bloom from my lips like blood, like bile, like birdsong. My legs, remembering they are alive, will uproot from the warming earth to carry my soft body. Come the dawn, the sun will twang the spider threads like a banjo as she sways, braiding her dewy basket of wild grass morning. I can hear the music this time, the slow, jazzy piano on the wind with its full body feeling itself, the fiddle's vengeful delight in the weeds, poking wretchedly through the cracks, the sky's weeping mandolin, aching upward. Come the dawn, I will cry real water. I've no need for my old anger. I am made radiant by the orange glory pouring sugar sunlight over my parched eyes. This is by no strength of mine. My feet are red from running. Come the dawn, I will slow down and fear not the vast uncertainty of silence. My old skin will fall to the ground, silver petals like the sliver moon, faint in the misty morning. Watching the waking soil and crooked concrete kiss goodnight her rain. I will not lie down again until nightfall. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Evelyn. This is a poem that's dedicated to my future daughter-in-law. It's entitled Henna. I bring you my skin, the skin you love in secret, the crook of an elbow just there, thrum beating at the base of my throat, the back of my neck, cool, then hot. We swam in the river, our skin beaded with water, my hair swaying behind me. Atop a reed, a bird balances, swaying too, finding hidden seeds. The soles of my feet, the splay of my toes, the rasp of gravel, and the mud suck of the river bottom. The lobe of my ear, soft and silent, pressed against grass. I stand before you, bride, not girl, not the girl who swam in the river, resplendent in auspicious red, folded, pleated, embroidered in gold, my hands empty, but soon to be filled with betel nuts. So may I be fertile, so may your seed find refuge, so may my skin flower. I will come to you, my feet and hands stained with henna, bejeweled with humble mud, each finger adorned. Thank you.
Thank you, Eve. Thank you, everybody who just read in the first half. I feel like the pointed work and the beautiful work and all of it are fuel to keep going and to fight against despair these days. So I appreciate you reading. I said this at our anniversary reading in December, but again, I want to recognize especially the staff who've been doing this with me for the entire 10 years. So our original managing editor turned peer reviewer, Elle Wong, and two of the original peer reviewers, Kai Russell and Alan Culpepper. So thank you all for your decade of work and especially for helping bring this journal to life in its earliest days. Now I get to lead off the second half of our reading with a poem that was just published this morning as the poem of the month on Only Poems. At the bird rehab facility in Vermont, the songbirds are declining like credit cards. The woman stating facts in the aviary reminds me that mourning doves make milk, secreting the liquid from their throats for their young. The cardinal mom dive bombs us twice, then returns to nest building like nothing happened. But my heart is still flinching fast. The barn owl's face looks wood carved, like we could chop down an oak and find this face among the rings. Her name is St. Louis. All of the birds here are named for their places of origin. The red-tailed hawk is 26 years old. I don't remember his name, where he's from, but I smile when I realize that in this place, I am Phoenix, also bird. And as all the birds here know, we're never just the same when we put our hollow bones together again. But whoever said we wanted to rise back up unchanged? Thank you. And is David here? Did you pop in? I think maybe he is missing, so maybe we'll come back to him if we can. So next up then is Jennifer.
I would like to say that I'm very proud to be part of the group here, and I love to do this. I love to the readings, and I love reading for the journal. And I have my poem here on my phone, so bear with me one second, if you would. I have it here. This is a very new poem for me, and it's a prose poem. I don't think I've ever written a prose poem before. Iranian cooking. I'm fascinated by the YouTube videos where rural Persians allow themselves to be filmed. Many live in clay houses at the bottom of mountains with an indoor clay stove and only outdoor running water. Sometimes they wash their dishes in the dark. Several families keep chickens, whom they feed and care for and eat the eggs. But in one video, a woman selects a hen to slaughter. I couldn't view that. Instead, I watch her stir a large tin pot of fava beans over a fire, inches away from their pillows and bedding. She adds a lump of ghee, then her husband takes his turn, blending the mixture as they sit across from each other, cross-legged on piled rugs. How do they know when the beans are cooked? No Instacart, DoorDash, or Amazon here. Few people have cars. Some own bicycles. Many of the clay houses have wood doors, painted vibrant blue. Shoes are littered outside. A young boy is sent down the street to purchase charred, earth-colored bread. His mother steps into the yard to retrieve small twigs, which she pokes into the fire, then spoons bright red saffron and golden turmeric over the beans. The boy returns with the bread and helps his father fill a tea kettle with bottled water. His father lifts the heavy kettle onto a grate at the back of the stove. Everyone drinks tea, even little children. On Yalda night, a celebration of the winter solstice, a feast is prepared with pomegranates, dates, and watermelon, but now the husband drains the steaming pot of beans into a plastic tub, mashing them with a mallet into a paste they will spread on torn pieces of the bread for dinner. As a flourish, his wife sprinkles in a handful of crushed dried limes just before the tub is set down to cool.
Hi, I'm Kyle Potvin. Katie, thanks for bringing us together, and love hearing all your poems. Trompe l'oeil. And this is an art technique. It means deceive the eye. So it's you've probably seen it where it looks like a 3D picture, but it's really just 2 dimensions. Trompe l'oeil. She is a woman without a head on her neck. She holds it beside her on a platter. How cut up she is. She paints an ant on a sidewalk. A careless heel stomps it. She paints grapes, so realistic, birds try to eat them. Real, unreal, breath, no breath. The dear one alive, the dear one dead. Her husband will live less than a week. She paints him flat in his bed. Still, he pops up, reaches for her. Or is it for his dead mother, who he believes is there? Thank you.
This one was in the most recent issue of Nix's Mate out of, I think, Boston is where they're at. So one of my favorite journals besides, of course, Us. But this is called Crocodile. I should have been a crocodile. My heavy body meant to bob in the river, My skin should have been armored over my bones instead of this flimsy flesh. Stones I swallow would have provided ballast instead of simply weighting my gut. Ambush suits me. I am skilled at drawing the unwary into my words, into my arms, into myself. Conical teeth prevent escape, would let me drag prey beneath the surface. No snares for my meat to slip from, no more nets emptied. The crystals lining my retinas would refract light to my corneas. No movement could escape my panoramic gaze. My bellows rippling water, waving my lullaby to the chirps of my young inside their eggs, inside the mound I scrabbled together with my stubby clawed fingers. Summoned to shore to unearth my hatchlings, tenderly lift their wriggling bodies between my crushing jaws, and carry them to water, where I would teach them how to drift among debris like logs and track every motion on banks and in water. How to contain their urge to leap until the moment to burst from current. Their jaws would snap with purpose and precision. When their bodies elongate, their appetites match my own. They wash downstream as new siblings replace them, and our voices fill the rivers, percuss earth into the current as our songs vibrate down the delta. Thank you.
Do I just go?
Take it away.
Oh, hi. This has been, well, I won't take up too much time. It's been so fun. I've learned as much as I've gotten from this experience of being a peer reviewer. It's really great. I hope to continue. It's so interesting to read what people are thinking about, and not also and also to see how poems, even good poems, go wrong if you read lots and lots of poems. So it's really been great. My poem, I decided to go with something a little lighter. It's called Historic Preservation. Still preserving your looks, she asked. Still preserving? A curious concept, as if looks could be preserved like pickles in a jar. Not much of a preservation job here. Makeup at best, a smudged Potemkin facade. I spent way too long deliberating over an off-shoulder Bardot top to be worn with cat-eye sunglasses and insouciance at a seaside cafe beneath a Campari umbrella, where time stops and will always be stopped. No, it wasn't me in that photo, not me in that movie. Bonjour tristesse, Jules Jim. I buy the Bardot blouse, if only to be Jean Moreau or Jean Seberg or Brigitte for one frivolous, frothy moment. Thank you.
Hi. I haven't written in a while actually, and um I teach high school in Oklahoma, and it's kind of a shit show here sometimes. And when Katie sent out the announcement, I thought I'd really like to do that, but I don't have anything I haven't written in the last 3 years. And so I wrote part of this 3 years ago and part of this 2 days ago. Be gentle with me. Um, but Katie really encouraged me when I met her to write. I was in a weird place, and I was presenting for the first time at a conference, and she was so encouraging and so uplifting that I thought maybe this is something I can do. And so I'm so happy to be part of this community. Thank you, Katie. So this is called Dumpster Fires and Broken Hearts. It's icy outside, and I'm trying to write poetry, and the Vyvanse isn't working as well as it usually does, and I have 9 lines about abandonment and grief I could read. They're good too, or not bad at least, but I'm not there anymore. I've had a headache since New Year's Eve, and I'm here and trying to write in a moment where I no longer understand the definition of domestic terrorism. I don't know whether to be angry or grateful for the great grandmother who covered up our lineage. She didn't want the stigma. Poetry in 2026 feels like an act of futility. 9 lines about lost love. Outside the window, worlds are burning. My daughter, 2 hours away, is afraid to walk to her car after work. Do I call the police? Are they more dangerous than the strangers waiting in the dark? Poetry in 2026 is rebellion. I tell my students that reading and writing are acts of rebellion. In a world where the powerful want them to think less, I implore them to think more, read more, write more, be more. Before thinking, reading, and being become acts of domestic terrorism. Poetry in 2026 is hope. So here are 9 lines because my broken heart seems safer than the world outside. In the rearview mirror, I must be magical, shadowed, ethereal, drenched in bloody taillight red. You rethink as I drift out of focus, lines smudged, blurry. You like me there, eyes and cheeks gutted with grief, easy to leave. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm so glad that you read that and shared it. It feels like such a good poem to land on. I know I needed that. I needed all of this. This is such a good boost for the spirits. So thank you again to all of our staff, past and present, and especially to those who read today. And thank you to all of you who attended. Really, really appreciate you and glad to see many of your faces as well. Feel free to stick around if you'd like to chat for a bit. I'll stop the recording so we can speak freely and be even weirder. And we do plan to host more virtual readings this year. So hopefully we will see you again soon.